What is up, everybody? Wesley Malott here, and today we're going to talk about how you can create better videos simply by picking the right music and adding sound effects. It sounds easy, but it can be a very tedious, daunting process. Now, for today's episode, we are partnering with the folks over at Artlist, which is a subscription-based, royalty-free music and sound effects library. They reached out and asked me to create a video showcasing their product in some way, and I thought this would be a fun experiment to create a video that I otherwise wouldn't get the chance to create. So, challenge accepted, Artlist. So I've always wanted to do motivational videos because I believe that spreading positivity in any way that you can helps make people happier and more motivated, which in turn helps make the world a better place. Now, in terms of personal motivation over the past year, like many of you, I'm sure, I was in a pretty big creative rut, not really doing anything for the last couple of months. And we were getting ready to be hammered with a large snowstorm, and I knew that was going to make me just want to lay around on the couch and watch TV, and it would just continue this cycle of not being productive. So I thought that this would be a cool opportunity to turn a negative into a positive and try out an inspirational spec ad regarding the impending snowstorm. So I had my wife shoot all this footage and had the always amazing Michael Mallon provide some voiceover for it. To make this video stand out and feel more professional and cinematic, we want to add a nice inspirational song underneath, as well as some sound effects. So we're going to pop over to Artlist, which has both a music and sound effects library that you can use. You can purchase a subscription to just the music or sound effects library separately, or you can purchase a joint subscription. But once you subscribe, you get unlimited downloads for music and sound effects, and whenever you download a song or a sound effect with an active subscription, it's yours to use forever on any future projects, even if you don't resubscribe to Artlist. So there is a link in the description below, and if you subscribe to Artlist through that link, you'll get 2 extra months free added to your subscription. So the first step is we want to find some sort of inspirational cinematic music to layer in underneath the visuals. So if we pop on over to artlist.io, you have thousands of royalty-free songs to pick from, which can be a little overwhelming, but you can add filters to help narrow your results down. So we can filter by mood, video theme, genre, and instrument. So for this particular video, I'm looking for something that is serious, powerful, and hopeful. Video theme, we will go with slow motion, since we use a lot of 60p footage slowed down. And then genre, let's go ahead and pick cinematic. As far as instrument goes, I'm pretty open, so I'm not really going to mess with anything here. But it's worth noting that if there are some instruments you know you do not want in your song, like acoustic guitar or electric guitar, you can click the little minus button beside it to exclude those instruments. Lastly, you can filter results by tempo, so we have any tempo, low, medium, or high, and duration, which for some reason, if you needed a song to be an exact length, you could just set your max time here to, let's say, 4 minutes, and then that would filter results for songs that are 4 minutes and under. If you click this little microphone up at the top here, that's going to provide you with songs that are instrumentals only, which we do want. So now that I have all these filters applied, the library will give me a list of songs that best suits what I'm looking for, and I can go through all of these results and try finding whatever song I think would fit our visuals best. If you're unsure about a song, you can always download a watermarked version to test it in your project before you license it, but it's worth noting that with the subscription you get unlimited downloads. So if you download the real track and don't think it fits this particular video, you can always use it later on down the road. So I have this song picked out, and we're going to plop it into my timeline and give it a try.
Complacency is the enemy of progress. Comfort is the antithesis to growth. You'll never get anywhere without taking that first step. Out into the snow, out into the world. Step out of your comfort zone.
I think the song sounds pretty good and I think it fits the motivational voiceover well, but the video is still lacking and doesn't feel complete. And that's because images are only half the picture. We need to add in some sound effects to put the viewer in the space with our character. Sound is honestly the area where I see a lot of video creators and filmmakers struggle with, and that's because it's a very tedious process, more so than shooting or video editing. But to create good videos, we need to make sure we're giving sound the attention that it deserves. So let's go ahead and scrub through the video and take a look at what all sound effects we can add, starting with our backgrounds. So at the beginning here, we can use a little outdoor windy ambience. If I can find some sort of snow hitting leaves or something like that, I think that would be great too, just to help bring a little more auditory attention to those snowflakes. Moving on to the next scene, we need some room tone or some apartment ambience, such as the TV playing in the background and channels flipping. I think we can use the sound that was captured by my shotgun mic for what is actually on the TV, but I think we could use some sort of audible switch sound just to help it stand out a little bit more. Next, we'll need cell phone tapping and swiping. At this part, we could use a little hair and face rubbing as well as hands rubbing. On this shot, we'll try to find some subtle whooshes to layer in as the camera moves, as well as some Foley effects for when I pick up the camera. Our last scene here, we can just use the same ambience that we used on our opening shot with the wind and the snow, and then add in a footstep and a shutter click. So we'll pop over to Artlist and peruse their sound effects library to see what all we can find, which again has many different filters that we can apply to narrow results, or we can just search for a specific keyword. So for instance, I know I'm looking for footsteps on snow and some wintry ambience, so we can just do a search for snow and voila. So I was able to find most of the sound effects needed from Artlist's library and only needed to record Foley for my hands and hair rubbing as well as the cell phone sounds, since those are hard sounds to match from a stock library anyway. So I added in those sound effects. We'll do a little mixing to make sure the Foley, ambience, and music are all balanced and nothing is getting lost and muddy in the mix. And now this is our final product.
Complacency is the enemy of progress. Comfort is the antithesis to growth. You'll never get anywhere without taking that first step. Out into the snow, out into the world. Step out of your comfort zone.
By the way, my wife shot that video for me and she is not an experienced photographer or videographer, and I think she did a fantastic job, so let's all give her a round of applause. I highly recommend popping over to Artlist and checking their library out. Whether you're a no-budget filmmaker or a YouTube creator, you'll be able to find something that fits your needs. The music library is available for $199 per year, and the sound effects library is available for $150 per year, or you can do a bundle subscription for $300 a year. If you're interested in checking out Artlist for yourself, a link is in the description below, and if you sign up through that link, you'll receive 2 free months on top of your yearly subscription. If you're interested in learning more about doing your own sound design and mixing, then let us know in the comments below, and Mike and I can do a sound breakdown of one of our short films. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, share it, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment below, and we'll see you next week.